Why isn't Kaepernick playing in San Francisco?
I think the first and the third one and zero of the second one. It's not the protest. It's that Blaine Gabbert's been better, end to end in practice and everything else. And so he's earned the job. So that's part of it. And the other part of that, and I don't know if this has been out there at all, Kaepernick only weighs about 215 pounds right now. And so there's an element where he has to get himself back in physical condition to play. Now, whether or not you can do that during a season, in season, I mean, it's tough to say, and maybe they're willing to take the risk of putting him out there, but that ties right back in to the contract, which, I mean, look, not only does he have to be good enough to be a better option for the team than Blaine Gabbert, but he also has to be good enough to make it worth taking the risk that you're going to be paying him $17 million in 2017 if something goes wrong. And so I think it's a combination of those two things that are working against him right now. Maybe he could agree to something where, they take the injury guarantees out of the contract if he wants to play that badly. But right now, that's definitely a part of it.
But why would they run the risk then for him to be one snap away from being put out there? I mean, if they're concerned about his health and then or his readiness, all tied together with the business aspect, why don't they just RG3 him and not dress him? And that's why people think it's the protest part of it coming into it.
That would be the obvious way to go, Rich. And I understand the logic behind it. My answer is they don't have Colt McCoy on their roster as the backup, and they felt like they had another option on the roster, a guy who could come in and run the offense at a pretty good level. And the Niners don't have that, and so that's the difference between the Niners situation and the Redskins situation. And so I don't think the protest has anything to do with it. And I can tell you that I've talked to people on that staff that really think the protest thing's been a positive for Chip Kelly. Because all of the stuff that we heard about Chip Kelly in Philadelphia and all that stuff, this has given Chip Kelly a great opportunity to answer all of that. And he's handled it very, very well with the team. And I think that's certainly resonated in the locker room. And in a lot of ways, I think the protest, like I said, has been a good thing for Chip.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.